It's Week 16 of the National Football League, and all eyes are on Trevin Wallace, who has picked up 63 tackles so far this year. It's the Nighthawks and the Black Knights on EA Sports.
As the sun starts to set, we're going to see how much light is left by the end of this early evening game here on the NFL on EA Sports. All right, football fans, settle in because we got bragging rights on the line in this one. Kate, Scott, Brock Hewitt here with you as we get set for a division rematch. Brock, one side seeking the sweep, and the other looking for some revenge after how that first showdown went.
What do they say about familiarity? Familiarity does what?
It breeds something, Brock. It breeds, contempt.
It breeds contempt. Yeah. These teams don't like each other. They can fake it. They can say all the right things in the papers. They don't want any bulletin board material. But the fact is, you know your division foes better than anybody, and they know you. And that
To kick off, here's Ryan Stonehouse. And we're underway here in Omaha. Dearness Johnson to return it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So here's their offense, taking over for the first time here. They're led out by the 7th-year pro, comeback player of the year contender last season in Baker Mayfield.
A win is a win for him, whether he goes for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns, Kate, or maybe he just finds the end zone once like last week. And being the team-first guy he is, he'd be more than happy to end the game with just 1 touchdown pass, or maybe even no touchdown passes, so long as they get the win in the end.
Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Frankie Louvu there for the tackle. Back to the line they go. It's second down. They stay on the ground with Kamara. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
Yeah, you want to get above 5 yards to carry? Well, put together runs like that. And I'll tell you what else a run like that does, Kate. That sets up the play action. Right? When you really just gouge and gash a defense like that, the next time you run that action, they're going to be thinking running the ball could go right over their head.
And they're going to get him down just shy of midfield. Still a nice gain, though, up to the 49. Second and 3 now. Mayfield set to pass. He gets it complete to his man, Tyreek Hill. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
They've got first down from the 31. Mayfield now from the gun. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Ashton Davis there on the stop. Well, to put this one mildly, partner, it has been a rough season. And since we both know they're not going to make excuses, we'll bring this point up for them. Injuries have not helped their cause.
No, they have not. And of all the struggles and factors that have led to the demise of this season early, injuries are definitely one of the biggest. Sometimes you're able to overcome them, and sometimes, Kate, when that injury bug starts biting, well, it can derail a season.
Third and short, Mayfield. He's on the move. Oh, he's going to run for it. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
First down, here's Baker. The throw is caught. And this is down all the way to the 3. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a first and goal. From the gun, Mayfield. He's got it. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, give your quarterback a chance.
And he doesn't get the lane he wants or needs. He's going to be taken down at the line. So now, here's 3rd and goal. Kamara goes up and over for the touchdown. The Black Knights finish up an excellent opening series. Alvin Kamara, the touchdown. Well, you couldn't ask for a better start to a game than that. The offense taking it all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives, Kate, are such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to script their first 15 plays, right? Everybody knows what's coming, allows you during the practice week to get into rhythm, but even better when you're that sharp, that crisp, and you finish off and get the early lead.
Now after the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition can do. Scott now to return. And this return gets to the 30 before he stopped. So here comes their offense for its opening drive. And they're brought out by the reigning MVP, the second of his career, the best runner in the game. It's Lamar Jackson.
And he wonders, he's about to take his first snap today. Yeah, he took care of the football last week, Kate. That was great, no interceptions. But just the one touchdown. Be curious if he cranks up that aggressive knob today.
Here's the first carry for Christian McCaffrey. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a massive 35-yard pickup, first down.
Best run games in this league at balance. Can run it inside, and as they just showed right there, doing damage on the outside.
Down inside the 40 now with a first down following that last play. This set of downs starts with an option right. This is ahead for about 5. Harrison Smith in on the stop. Halfway there on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Oh, going right back with another option, right side. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
The difference right there, Kate, between that gain and a big hit for a loss, some really quick decision-making. He made a quick read, saw the running back was going to get hit if he handed it, and he pulls it himself for a positive gain.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now, well, now we let the chess match begin, the adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
And he started to get through the lane before it closed. 3 yards there. Javon Holland there to make the stop. Got to figure out this 3rd down here. The play clock ran all the way down there, and this is going to cost the offense. Everyone was set and at the line. The quarterback just didn't snap it before the play clock hit 0. Backed up now after the penalty. It's 3rd down. Lamar now from the gun. Escapes the... Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Couple sacks on the opening drive. You better get to fix-it mode in a hurry. And I'm talking about on the sidelines. I'm talking as a quarterback. You've got to solve this pass rush because we know one thing about guys in this league defensively. When they get a couple sacks, they can smell it, and they're going to raise the intensity to another level. Man, that is a sound every kicker dreads. I really thought it had a chance to sneak in, but instead, it's rejected by the upright.
The Black Knights and running back Alvin Kamara trotting back out to the field. And you can see he's done his part on offense this season, sitting 2nd right now in the league in rushing touchdowns. Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. They're going to start on the ground with Kamara. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Trayvon Merrick there for the stop. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4. Another run for Kamara. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. They get an even 10 on that play. And that'll be a 1st down. New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. 1st and 10, it's Mayfield. He's on the move. Stepping up, and he's going to run. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a 1st down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
This is reeled in by Reed. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot. He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that 1st down right there.
Now it's a bootleg for him. Bails out of the pocket quick. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the pressure drives them backwards. We're a quarter of the way through on this chilly winter afternoon. 7-0 is our score. We'll return with more NFL action right after this. Time to begin the 2nd quarter, and we'll pick up with what's already been a lengthy possession. After the sack, another pass on 2nd down. He brings it in. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone, instead stopped at the 2. They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. Kamara. And he gets in, touchdown. The Black Knights pull out in front further, 13-zip. Alvin Kamara, the touchdown. A lot of pressure on him in that moment, Brock. Find a way to score. Don't let it go to 4th and goal. And he finds a way to come through and gets in the end zone for 6.
And how about the other side? Beating the defense right there as well. That group who was so close to pulling off the goal line stand, yet all that motivation wasn't enough to stop him on 3rd and goal.
He's going to field this at the 2. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The Nighthawks and Lamar Jackson ready to go again on offense. And he's been more than just his work as a passer this season. Look at this. He's gotten the job done on the ground as well. 2nd among NFL quarterbacks in rushing yards. They'll start this series with an option left. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And it sets up 1st down. Shotgun snap to Jackson. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Off the option, here's McCaffrey. And they had that one contained right at the line. It's Kenneth Murray on the tackle. No gain on the play, and they still need 10 now on 3rd down. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. Escapes out to the left. He's running for it. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. And now we'll get a pause here. Trainers headed out to take a look at an injured player. Let's hope it isn't anything that's going to keep him from finishing this season strong. New set of downs for him from the 46. Play action, it's Wilson. Pass into the hands of Mark Andrews. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
They're set up at the 35 now. First down, here's Russ. On target to his back, here's Christian McCaffrey. He does it, touchdown! The Nighthawks make it a one-score game in the first half. Christian McCaffrey, the touchdown! Well, great work there, Brock. They weathered the storm, and now they've gotten themselves right back into this ball game.
Anybody who's played this game has been here before. The game doesn't start the way you want. You're in a big hole, and all you can do is climb out of it. And the words of Pete Carroll resonate. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Point after converted from Badgley. And the Nighthawks chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Johnson with a return here. Good looking return here, and he's got room. And it's a nice return here. They'll tackle him shy of the 35. The Black Knights returning their offense, and this running back to the field. And get that big old marker out. Cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. He can run it. Gets out of harm's way after stringing together some nice yards on that run.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
Call it a gain of 2, and now it's going to be 3rd down and 1. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
You know, 3rd and short is a difficult one to call. Do you want to run into the teeth of a defense looking for that handoff, or try to throw it to him and use the element of surprise? Evidently, well, that's one they should have run instead.
That hits at the 9, but nobody around to grab it. It carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Nighthawks are headed back out on offense as we get a look at Christian McCaffrey. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
The screen pass falls incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
2nd and 10 now. He's gonna try to drop it in deep right. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. Well, no look on his first look of the game. And that's gonna leave him with a tough 3rd and long. Rush coming for Wilson. Escapes the pocket. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down. The Nighthawks flying out their punt team. And this is the first time he's been called on today. He sends this away, and oh, this is going to be a field flipper. He fields this at the 18. And he's brought down before the return gets far. The visitors and this running back headed back out for a new series. They didn't add to their lead last time out, so they punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. Kamara now on 1st and 10. And he has enough room to gain about 4.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Chidobe Awuzie there on the tackle. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Running behind center with Kamara. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. A 7-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you'd really break the backs of a defense.
And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Baker now off the play fake. He's on the move. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
This guy, Kate, he can create. He really is good out there. He's skilled when it comes to getting outside the pocket, which makes it all the more impressive. They contained him so well when he was clearly looking to generate something with his legs.
Off to the races, middle of the field. He makes it in for the touchdown. The Black Knights take a 13-point lead. Tyreek Hill the touchdown. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period, end of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
Moody knocks that extra point through. And the Black Knights double their lead to 14. They put a touchdown on the board, and now they'll send it away. Scott now to return. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. Well, we see the medical staff headed out there now. We're going to get a timeout as they handle an injured player. Not what you want to see so close to the end of the season. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Russ now from the gun. Escapes the pocket. He's on the move. And he gets it forward to still about a yard out of that. Tackled on the play by Cameron Jordan. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Man in motion, headed right. Here we go, 2nd and 9. He's got it deep downfield. And he will take this in. Touchdown! The Nighthawks make it a 1-score game in the first half. Mark Andrews with the touchdown. And that right there, Brock, is a touchdown I think our fellow broadcaster Greg Olson would be proud of. A big strike to the tight end that I don't think a lot of receivers could have pulled off and make it look as easy.
You know, a lot of times you're splitting hairs talking about the differences between tight ends and receivers at this level because a lot of those guys, they work the same route tree and they move with the football, well, just like their receiver teammates. And they can score some lengthy touchdowns too, just like he showed off.
That one splits the uprights. And the Nighthawks chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. Jaden Reed to return this. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The visitors back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And I'd say the ROI on his early touches have made him a pretty good investment for first half work. He's gotten off to a great start here. 1st and 10. Here's Mayfield. Able to find Ertz. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
From the 35 on second down. This one's taken in by Hill. Keeps on moving into the red zone. And he's in. Touchdown! The Black Knights take a 13-point lead. Tyreek Hill the touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
PAT up and good for Moody. And the Black Knights double their lead to 14. And after they reach the end zone, they'll kick it off and turn things over to the defense. Scott now to return. They'll have decent field position to begin with here, Brock. He's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line. They've got first down from the 31. They'll start this one on the ground with McCaffrey. And he maneuvers through the middle for a gain of 4.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
Chased out to his right. He tucks it and takes off. Now after that play, we have somebody banged up down there. Injuries never a welcome sight so close to the end of the season. They're out to attend to him. From the 44-yard line now, first and 10. Ross off the play fake. Flushed out of the pocket. He calls his own number again. And he protects himself with a slide there after a decent gain. We're at the 2-minute warning of a high-scoring game so far. My goodness. The Nighthawks with the football. 2nd and 3 now. Wilson now from the gun. He's on the move. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And it looks like the offense recovered. Whew, they did. Close stuff there. Escapes the pocket. Pressure's there, and he goes down again. The defense calls a timeout. That's their first. As they'll get together and discuss with 4th down coming up. Ryan Stonehouse on the punt. And he wants to hit his second effort just as well as he hit his first. He broke 50 on his first punt and looks to have done the same here. The visitors and Tyreek Hill headed back out on offense. And they've had a real connection looking his way in our opening half. Seems pretty clear that he's the one the coverage is going to have to adjust to and start slowing down. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Baker now from the gun. Got his target. It's Hill. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
That's Hill on the slant. There he goes again. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown. The Black Knights boat racing them to the halftime locker room. Tyreek Hill the touchdown. His 3rd through the air this game. And they've loved the scoring production he's brought out of their offense. That touchdown gives him 10 on the season. On is Moody for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Black Knights stretch their lead to 21. Following the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition has in store. Has this at the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Well, we've already seen some nice plays here, and we're going to see plenty more before this game ends. But you might be thinking, with plays like that, my guys' ratings should be better. Well, you're not alone. You got a chance to let the Madden Ratings Hotline know just what you're thinking. Give them a call, 1-844-MADDEN-1, and make your case for who should get a boost. As his man, it's DeAndre Hopkins. He's got a gain of 6 there. It's Kenneth Murray on the tackle. Offense at the line, but they won't snap it. We've got a timeout. From the gun, it's Wilson. Little off center. His man just couldn't adjust to it. He was looking for Mark Andrews. And now they need to get 4 on 3rd down. They put a receiver in motion right. Now Wilson on the play fake. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he will take this in. Touchdown! The Nighthawks chop some of the lead off before the half. Well, Brock, that proved a little too tough to stick to. Turns out the right route to get a touchdown on that play.
Yeah, those corner routes can be some high risk at times, but big-time rewards. Think about this for a second, Kate. We talk all the time about the efficiency of a slant route and in breaking, that angle breaking in, right? Higher completion rate, you're throwing something breaking in. You have a corner that breaks out. Obviously, the efficiency may not be there, but boy, touchdowns and big touchdowns can follow when the two stay connected.
That one right down the middle. And the Nighthawks get it back to a 14-point game. Stonehouse now to kick this one away. So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. It is charged towards the line. That's right around 3 yards. So we've arrived at halftime with the Black Knights enjoying a lead here on the road. Now we'll get you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman is waiting to deliver the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone. This is the EA Sports Halftime Report. So let's get you caught up on what's going on around the National Football League. Great games galore here in Week 16, with a couple happening on Saturday. The second of which, Steelers and Ravens, the great rivalry at 4:30 Eastern Time. Plenty to like about the late afternoon games as well. As you see by the highlight, these guys are in for a battle, taking on what should be a very tough opponent. And then lastly, on Sunday Night Football, those fans will be riled up, as it'll be a good matchup between their guys and what equates to be a very tough opponent. We just watched a solid first half from the veteran running back, Alvin Kamara. He had a nose for the end zone as he wound up with 2 touchdowns on the ground in those first 2 quarters. The highlights are fairly one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference here at the break, but I wouldn't call this one over just yet. I think there could still be some fireworks
back out on the
yet
field.
to come.
Everyone is set, and the second half is underway. Return coming from the 6. And this drive will start inside the 25. Their offense taking the field now for the opening drive in the second half. That passing game they went to in the first half, it's going to need to be firing to start this second half too as they chase this lead. Drive starts with an option, right side. Makes a cut to the right sideline. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. And now we'll get a pause here. Trainers headed out to take a look at an injured player. Let's hope it isn't anything that's going to keep him from finishing this season strong. A jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line. They'll start the second half with McCaffrey. And he'll knife his way through for a pickup of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 + 4 + 4 equals a first down.
On second down, here's McCaffrey. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Harrison Smith in on the stop. Give him 2 on the run. That's going to set him up with 3rd and 4. So now they're going to throw with Wilson. Got a man. McCaffrey has it. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And it'll give him a first down.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
1st and 10 from the 41. Shotgun, handoff to McCaffrey. And he's brought down for a loss. The stop made that time by the rookie from Florida State.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
And that's good for a gain of 5. Kamari Lassiter getting up there to make the stop. Well, we see the medical staff headed out there now. We're going to get a timeout as they handle an injured player. Not what you want to see so close to the end of the season. Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Shotgun snap for Wilson. Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. And that'll bring up 4th down. For the 2nd time today, they're going to run the kick team out for the field goal. This is a 55-yard look from the left hash. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that'll get him back to 11.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down. The offense being led back out by its quarterback as they get geared up for their next possession. And as we're reminded of some of the highlights of this game, his touchdowns ranking quite high among them. We're going to see 3 of them here, and if you're scoring like that, Brock, it normally means you've had a pretty darn good game. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Here's Mayfield. Has a man, it's Ertz. We'll have him gain up about a handful there. Trayvon Merrick there for the stop. All right, here we go, 2nd down. Here's a give inside to Kamara. And pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, coach gets in that QB's headset, probably told his offense and his QB, listen, I don't want to see a 3rd down on this possession. Or something kind of like that. Whatever version he told him, it worked.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, 2-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, you got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more in the run game.
3rd down, 1 yard to go. They stay on the ground with Kamara. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
You love a huddle? Kate, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4. From the gun, Mayfield. Throwing the out route complete. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. Now after that play, we have somebody banged up down there. Injuries never a welcome sight so close to the end of the season. They're out to attend to him. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. They run it from the gun with Kamara. And he has enough room to gain about 4.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
2nd and 6 now. Flush down out to his left. He's stepping up and takes off with this one. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a first. That's a pickup of 9. And they'll have first down. Kamara running out of the gun. And he's going to run this one well into the red zone to the 14. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3. Another run for Kamara. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
He's on the move. And they take this in for the score. The Black Knights push their lead further to start the half. Baker Mayfield a touchdown. His 4th total score of the game. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise, and in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down, and when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
Fielded at the 7. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. This offense running out for a new series, led by their running back. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw on their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. On the ground to begin the drive with McCaffrey. He's contained at the line for no gain. It's Kenneth Murray on the tackle. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. On play action now, Wilson. This is hauled in by Myers. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Off the option, here's McCaffrey. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Christian Harris on the stop. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5. They stick with McCaffrey. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Kate, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
And defenders are there to get him at the line. Tackled there by Jerome Baker. And now we'll get a pause here. Trainers headed out to take a look at an injured player. Let's hope it isn't anything that's going to keep him from finishing this season strong. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Changing things up, they're going to throw now. Gets this one to Andrews. And that will not be enough for a 1st down. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Now here's Russ. Escapes the pocket. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Time we offered some serious blanket praise for this entire group defensively. The guys up front, they've certainly generated pressure. Everybody on the back end in coverage, well, they're holding down their assignments to delay these throws. This is going to be one tomorrow, one fun tape to watch, because 6 sacks, it's hard to come by in this league.
Their offense ready to take the field now. And taking a look at these highlights, Brock, just a reminder of the type of game that they have had throwing the football. It really has been the key to their success.
Yeah, they've just not only stayed on schedule here, Kate. Man, they've made some music, right? Great rhythm.
Yeah.
Not just ahead of schedule, but huge plays have followed. We've seen a lot of different looks throughout this performance, and it's been a joy to watch.
He found some running room for a nice gain. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1. We're through 3 on this holiday weekend. It's not quite over yet, but it'd take a pretty miraculous comeback. We've got a 3-score game as we get set to start the 4th quarter. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the 16. Completes this one to Hill. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Kamara gets it. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
1st down, and they go right back to him. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. 1st down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. Running behind center with Kamara. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Well, we see the medical staff headed out there now. We're going to get a timeout as they handle an injured player. Not what you want to see so close to the end of the season. 3rd and just 2 to go. Here's Robinson up the middle. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Now, after that play, we have somebody banged up down there. Injuries never a welcome sight so close to the end of the season. They're out to attend to him. Here comes the Black Knights punt team. And this is the 2nd time he's been brought on to kick it. This is away, and once again, he's caught all of it. This one carries out of bounds. Not the greatest field position awaiting them. It's spotted at the 11. Another drive coming up for this offense. Well, their last drive, not the one they want to replicate after they were forced to punt it away. 1st down, here's Russ. He's on the move. He's keeping it. And he'll get this up to the 18-yard line.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
And the play clock hits 0. This is going to be delay a game. Man in motion wasn't set time, just couldn't get a snap away before the play clock expired. Offense to the line for 2nd down. Slot man motioned over. Wilson now off the play action. That's caught. Here's Zamir White. And he reaches the 17-yard line as he's hauled down. Third and 4 coming up now. Motioning Myers right. Wilson on 3rd down. Catch is made down the right sideline. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
So flip the field, folks. It's 1st and 10 inside of enemy territory now. Russ now from the gun. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Sending the tight end in motion left. Wilson to throw again. Hauled in by Gray. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
And that one's incomplete, pretty fortunately so. That was a big risk, nearly an end zone turnover. Instead, it brings up 4th down. Michael Basley gonna try and knock this through for 3. This a 39-yarder from the left hash. Lambo able to put it through. And that lowers the deficit to 15.
This is a case of, well, just get what you can on the way out the door, Kate. It's already out of reach. Just take the 3, let your kicker get some points, and make it a hair closer in the box score.
Johnson now on the return. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. And now we'll get a pause here. Trainers headed out to take a look at an injured player. Let's hope it isn't anything that's going to keep him from finishing this season strong. They've got 1st down from the 31. They're going to start on the ground with Kamara. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8. They'll run the toss to Kamara. A couple yards on the run. It's 3rd and 6 now.
Yeah, that defense was flying to the ball. You see that outside toss. This is a pursuit drill that they work on over and over again. Get to that toss before it can really get started.
Escapes the pocket. Oh, he's going to run for it. They managed 22 on the rip and a 1st down.
Obviously, a defense wants to take away all the reads and prevent any kind of big throw for the 1st down. Fine. Well, this QB, he'll just lower his head and gash the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Here's a give to Kamara. And he'll only find 1 yard up the gut, 2nd down. Well, we see the medical staff headed out there now. We're going to get a timeout as they handle an injured player. Not what you want to see so close to the end of the season. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Run here with Kamara. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 8. Mayfield now from the gun. He's on the move. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he'll get this down at the 33-yard line.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that, and it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
Hanging close, and it does find that right upright. No good. And they can't add 3 to their lead of 15.
Well, they're still in great shape to win this game, Kate. Don't tell the kicker that. You know he's bummed with every miss. But with that miss, still 2-touchdown game, and one more stop here can very much end things.
Now this offense ready to head back out. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Quick touch pass to the receiver. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2.
This is one of those real modest gains, Kate, that I like as a call. Adds just a little more variety to your playbook. Makes that defense wonder. Those guys on the other side of the ball think a little bit. This dude's not just a receiver. He may get in the run game as well.
And he's officially in enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. 1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Ross off the play fake. He sends this one to the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown! The Nighthawks can make it a one-score game as they trim the lead. DeAndre Hopkins, the touchdown. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
The kick is good, and they've moved back within a possession in the 4th. All right, that lead cut down to 8 after that score, and the kick is away. Has this at the 6. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Now after that play, we have somebody banged up down there. Injuries never a welcome sight so close to the end of the season. They're out to attend to him. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Baker now off the play fake. Escapes the pocket. He'll try and run this. He gets a little something out of it before sliding to a stop. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Here's a give inside to Kamara. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
He's on the move. He's running for it. And a nice game here, but it stopped short of the 1st.
Oh, man, those defensive players hate slippery quarterbacks. Near impossible to keep them hedged in or corral them behind the line there. You evade them long enough to turn a potential loss into positive yardage.
So out now comes the punter. J.K. Scott will kick it away. Let's see what he can do on the return. And he gets his offense in better field position here to start. Up close to the 30. This one returned for 11 yards. And they'll get ready to go on offense. This will be the last play before our 2-minute warning. First down throw from Wilson. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Here he is to throw. Off the mark there, incomplete pass.
That's a very quick trigger, and the hurried throw was much tougher to complete. He may have rushed that one thinking the pressure was just about to get to him in the pocket.
Throwing now. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
You know, Kate, that was one of those situations where you hear a quarterback having a clock, right? You know, and he had enough time in the pocket, but then it was like, okay, time is running out, and I got to do something. He did not force a throw and risk a pick. Instead, he just got rid of it and cut his losses.
Trying to push it deep downfield. And it falls incomplete. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense. This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver.
Even the best receivers, they've got occasional breaks in concentration. You just never want to see it happen. One of the most important snaps of the game. If we know anything about this guy, though, it's he'll be up for the challenge the next time the ball comes his way.
And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. The defense calls a timeout, so that's their first. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. They stay on the ground with Kamara. And he gets this down to the 22 before being stopped. Timeout taken by the defense, their second. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Now a run with Kamara. He has the first down to the 10. And he's finally taken down at the 7-yard line. The defense takes its 3rd and final timeout. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. He goes to a knee as time winds down in this one.
There's still some time to bleed off the clock, but the important factor is that the defense is helpless to stop it. You could just run that clock down as far as you're able and take off every single second. This is situational football at its best. There's still some time left to bleed off the clock, but the really important thing here is you've got to bleed every second of that clock that you can.
He'll go to a knee to close this one out, Brock, and it's only fitting that he's holding the ball in the end after the absolutely tremendous game that he had.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So something to be proud of, Brock, as they come away with a win. And they're able to run this winning streak to 3 as they have really caught fire recently. So for my partner, Brock Heward, and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott, saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. The Black Knights are winners as we say goodbye from Omaha.